Now let's dive into our feature story of the day. The headline reads, how high can Bitcoin go? New Bitcoin price prediction sees a cycle top at 180,000 per coin. Let's break this baby down. Bitcoin price could gain another 150% during this current bull market cycle, according to Laurent, the CEO of Acheron Trading and Quantitative Trading Strategies. That's right. The executive anticipates a potential cycle top of 180,000 for the Bitcoin price. And this is based on a combination of factors, including the spot Bitcoin ETFs and the new supply reduction from the upcoming Bitcoin halving, which will occur in roughly 3 weeks, quoting the analysts here. If we look at historical performance, with every cycle, the multiple on the all-time is getting lower. So if we apply this reasoning, it could be 2x to 3x what we saw previous cycles. So let's say around $120,000 to $180,000 per unit. Send it. Now, improving financial policy in the U.S. will also contribute to the Bitcoin price appreciation, according to the analyst. The market is pricing in a reduction in interest rates because they have been flatlining, so it's reasonable to expect them to go down in the near future. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Now, the prediction is in line with several other recent forecasts. Bitfinex analysts, for instance, sees the price reaching 120,000 before the end of this year. And according to a research report shared with Cointelegraph, here's what they shared. Our analysis forecast a conservative price objective of 100 to 120,000 to be achieved by Q4 2024, and the cycle peak to be achieved sometime in 2025 in terms of total crypto market cap. The ETFs have introduced passive demand, which means demand is coming from investors that is largely price agnostic. Meanwhile, wealth management giant Bernstein predicts Bitcoin to break out, reaching 150,000 following the halving by mid-2025. And more ambitious targets put Bitcoin price peaking at 337,000 in the bullish case. For example, on-chain analyst Willy Woo, the Bitcoin analyst and managing partner at CMCC Crest, wrote in a March 11th post, Bitcoin at 71,000 puts us here in visual of the upper and lower bound models. The upper bound right now is 337,000. So this bull market is still early, equivalent to 20,000 of the last cycle. And what's more, seven-figure price targets are also emerging. One of the most well-known is from ARK Invest. Kathy Wood, pump those likes, brethren, for Kathy Wood, who now sees a 1 million Bitcoin price as too conservative by 2030. Quoting her here, our target is above that. It's well above that. And with our new expectations for institutional involvement, the incremental price that we assume for institutional or institutions actually has more than doubled. In fact, I've shared this a few days ago on the pod. She is predicting now over roughly $3 million per Bitcoin as a result. Now, Bitcoin, as we know, just recently recaptured 70,000 March 25th, 4 days ago, for the first time in 10 days. And Bitcoin's current top for the all-time high is $73,800. When do you feel we're likely to re-enter price discovery mode? Do you think that'll happen this weekend, this next week coming up before the halving? When do you think we hit that 100,000 six-figure mark? Let me know. Do you think it'll be post-halving? Do you think it'll be sometime this year? Or do you think it'll take a while and be next year? As history has shown us, the cycle peak is always the year preceding the halving. But something to consider as well is this halving is different from all the other halvings that come before us. We've had 3 halvings, one in 2012, the first one in 2016, and one in 2020. All of those halvings were ultimately driven by the retail. There was no institutional adoption whatsoever. There was no BlackRock. There was no Fidelity. There was no ARK21. And calculating the amount of inflows of these ETFs, like BlackRock acquiring more Bitcoin than MicroStrategy, and it took them less than 3 months, in which it took MicroStrategy 4 years. We have game theory in play. Now, what about all of these other ETFs that have yet to even be launched in other countries around the world, such as Hong Kong, such as El Salvador, different types of ETF products, which will be Bitcoin in and Bitcoin out. So game theory in full effect. We also have the nation state adoption. Plus, you can't forget about the retail. Typically, after we hit the all-time high, that's when the retail FOMO actually actually begins. That's what we have seen previous cycles as well. Hence why in 2012, it was 2013, all-time high. And then 2016 halving, all-time high in 2017. Y'all remember Bitcoin climbed up to almost $20,000. That remained the all-time high until the next cycle. Then in 2020, we had the next halving. And in 2021, I think it was November 10th, we hit the previous all-time high, which was 69,000, and which was wild because at that time we still had FTX. Now we have the FTX founder facing 25-year sentence in prison. As of yesterday, it was officially announced. Some say he'll get off in 2 Bitcoin cycles on good behavior, which would ultimately mean 8 years. Let me know your thoughts on that as well. And what are your thoughts about some of the most bullish catalysts and proponents for Bitcoin that have been preaching a $1 million Bitcoin price this year in 2024, including Samson Mao? We have Max Kaiser, who recently upped his prediction for this cycle as well to $750,000 per coin. I want to know your thoughts. How high do you feel will likely to climb? And where do you feel, or when do you feel this cycle peak will likely take place? Will it be this year in 2024, considering this year is just totally different for this cycle? Or do you think it'll maintain 2025 where we hit the cycle peak? Do you think there'll be a double top? Do you think there'll be a super cycle? Do you think there'll be hyper Bitcoinization? I want to know your thoughts. And yeah, drop them in the live chat, family. Mimi says 100,000 in October 2024. Right on. It's going up forever, Laura. You already know. Imagine in the far future where the Bitcoin price is close to near infinity, there'll be a legend of the last whole coiner. Wow. Will he finally be forced to sell? That's actually pretty lit there.